An orange light washes over broken branches, blinking rhythmically in and out as a barrier is set up around a walking pathway on Silver Peak Mountain. A group of black-suited individuals observe a cleanup crew of park rangers and volunteers as they draw debris away from large divots that have been gouged out of the clay and the grass. We see over the ridge a township, Pinehurst. Heading into the center of that town, we see a town in the midst of preparing for a festival. The town is getting ready for the annual Silver Peak Hiking Challenge. A sound shell has been set up for musical acts to perform over the week. There are food stalls that have been arranged. There are areas of the town set aside for families to enjoy food, to sit and enjoy each other's company. Various businesses along the main road have put banners in their windows, have added small trinkets to their displays. The town is awash with springtime joy and celebration as they come together to enjoy the good food and the good company and the music and the wonderful, wonderful festival that is the Silver Peak Hiking Challenge. We see a number of familiar individuals. Tony, with his hair tied back and his glasses polished, he places his pencil back in his work shirt as he opens the door for Tony's Radio's Hack for all of your electronic needs. We see Mr. and Mrs. Johnson at the Silver Medal Bakery preparing a number of Silver Peak themed pastries and sandwiches. We see a group of young performing arts students led by the local dance teacher slash drama teacher Gillian Webb, as she hustles and bustles, jangling her bangles and ruffling her big hair, trying to get them all ready for the day's performances. Behind this main road of the city centre, a couple of alleyways back, amidst some nondescript storage warehouses, garages, and we see a small man in a white coat trying in vain to swipe a security card against a panel next to a door, looking frustrated as the card doesn't appear to be working. Previously in our adventure, our group of kids had been called to this warehouse, this garage, this what turned out to be laboratory by one of their friends, Mr. Watcher. They had been trying to uncover the truth about what was happening with these strange occurrences in their town, and have discovered that something known as the Guardian of Silver Peak, and a mysterious entity, has somehow had its self fractured. Someone has fractured its whole self into smaller parts. And those smaller parts seem to be some sort of sentient computer programs. The kids have encountered Harmony, who is a being that seems to be able to interface with electronic devices near themselves. And the more devices they interface with, the smarter they get, or the more processing power they have. They encountered Mr. Watcher, whose directive, according to himself, was to find, to see things, to notice things. They've discovered another part of the personality puzzle, as it were, known as Solver, whose sole purpose is to see a problem and solve it, find solutions, find answers, to bring something to completion. The lab that these kids found themselves in turned out to be some sort of clandestine factory where Watcher was created. His physical body was created by someone. Watcher, for some reason, had been given some sort of imperative to create more of these bodies. And so he has found a way to essentially infuse Harmony's consciousness with a new body that is currently being built on a slab. A alarm was sounded, a proximity alarm to the lab, and Mr. Watcher checked the monitors and saw that a person was outside trying to get in. Watcher and Milton recognized this as Mr. Thompson, a retired scientist in Pinehurst of very dubious origins. He doesn't speak too much about his past when he gets questioned. But the gang of kids learned that this gentleman, Mr. Thompson, was the man that Mr. Watcher remembered as being the person who was there when he woke up. As Mr. Watcher went to deal with Mr. Thompson, the kids needed somewhere to possibly hide, and a door was opened to a cold storage facility where the materials to create these bodies for these beings was being stored. And as the group of kids clamber into this storage room to try and stay hidden, we arrive at our game. Now, you four, as you're heading in, this storage facility has a door that opens out. There is indeed a latch on the inside, so it can be opened from internally, and it has a viewing window to see in and out. As you're entering this space, it is incredibly cold, yes, and you can see a number of white, large plastic bags. You think they're plastic? Strung up in a row from a rail on the ceiling. The bags themselves are sealed. Each one has a small tag attached to it, simply with numbers written on it. No other details that you can see. But as you're heading into this room, you look behind and you see Mr. Watcher has walked out from the door you first arrived in to the front area. What are you going to try to remain unseen in this space, or are you going to try and observe what's going on? How would you like to go about this current situation? Obviously, if you stay outside of this room, you will be seen by anyone who comes into the room. So it's up to you what you want to do. You could try and hide. You could stay here. You could follow Mr. Watcher if you want. It's up to you. But the door has been opened. Harmony has suggested that hiding might be a good idea, but it is up to you what you want to do.
So just like as the door is swinging open, Jeremy's going to take a real quick look around and see if he can see any like old newspapers or any like sort of piles of like paper that appears to be like rubbish or that doesn't look like it'd be missed from anywhere, and just gather up like an armful of that before he steps into the like the freezer. Like if we're getting in, we got to get in now. Like this time is not our friend right now.
We gotta hide.
There are definitely boxes of things that you can, boxes of paper and things that you can grab for sure.
Yeah, so he just grabs up like a big armful of that, like at literally as much as he can carry, and like pushes that into the like the sort of the nearest corner close to the door, so that he's like, you'd have to be at a really sharp angle on the viewing window to see it.
Yep. Okay. Right on. So everyone is going in, following Jeremy.
Milton goes in and he's just, come on, guys, we gotta hide.
Yeah, it is cold. And fortuitously, the space is quite large. So you could stay near the door and still have a bit of room to kind of move around. Or if you wanted to hide further, you could ensconce yourself amongst the hanging bags if you wanted to.
Okay, just before we go any further, guys, like here's what we got to do. We got to scrunch up the paper into like balls of paper and stuff it under your clothes. This is going to help keep you warm. It's going to act as like almost like an insulating material. because otherwise the cold's going to get us really, really quickly. I know it sounds weird, but I need you guys to trust me on this. As Jeremy's like balling up paper and stuffing it into like the inside of his jacket, buckling it up tight with like layers of this paper balls underneath it.
Yeah, Jeremy, both you and Jack would have instantly known how to deal with this sort of stuff, which is good because I don't think Milton nor April would understand what was going on.
I think Milton would be curious to look at the tag as he comes in, and he's like, yeah, Jeremy, for sure. And he's going to look over at one of the tags and just sort of, can he interpret what it is?
They're the same numbers that were on the screen that you saw. So they're for every one of those headshots of the people on the computer screen you saw, they were given an identifying number, and that is on each of these bags.
Seeing like Milton as the smallest kid here, I think April was tossing up, potentially running after Watcher just to hopefully try and be a nice influence. But is like the body heat is the main thing that she's thinking of, so she's just gonna rush into the freezer and like in one hand grab like a bit of newspaper and the other one just like wrap around Milton to start trying to keep him warm. Yeah.
What kind of lock does the freezer have? Because if possible, if necessary, Jack will shove like a little bit of paper into a crevice that'll prevent the lock from locking if needed.
Yep. Yeah, you can absolutely do so. Yeah, you can stuff the latch so it doesn't latch. The door will close, but it won't latch. Yep, absolutely. Yep.
Nice.
Cool. There is a moment like you get into you kind of hustle into the storage room, and you pull the door closed, and you notice that the lights in this room dim slightly, and you feel like the temperature actually raises a little bit. So it's no longer like outrageous. It's still cold, but it's no longer like outrageously freezing. And you can see now that this room has been dimmed so that it is darker than the outside space.
Is there like mist that has like kicked up since we've been in here? Is it cloudy?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Tis.
I will keep my arm around Milton and be like, Milton, we gotta hide from the window, and just like start moving us further into the freezer, like to try and put that between us and the window.
Are these sacks what I think they are?
Yeah.
Just brutal from Jack.
Okay.
Also, I will point out, Jack, there's you have Grinch with you, yes?
Yes.
Yep. So there is a German Shepherd in the room. And you will know Grinch. Yeah. Grinch is just sticking with Jack.
Okay, guys, if we want to be as hidden as possible, we all need to be up against the wall that's got the door on it, like as flat against the wall as you can. April, have you got like a compact with you, like something with a little mirror that I could borrow temporarily?
Maybe, yeah, sure. It's like very tiny. It's probably like a tube of lip gloss that has a mirror on one side rather than like an actual bendy one. But yeah, here you go. Just throw it from the mist.
I mean, Jeremy's definitely going to try and catch it. Like, who's to say how well that goes?
I mean, you can roll for it if you want, my man.
I feel like we should get the first roll out of the way just to see how we're doing.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, go. Make it a move roll, body with move.
Amazing. Zero successes there. That is fabulous.
That's fine. That's fine.
Milton giggles.
So yeah, you like, the mist kind of just messes up your depth perception for a while, and there's a moment where you're like, April throws it, and you're like, I got it, and you grab just as it like boonk off your forehead.
So yeah, like as I like scrabble it up off the floor, desperately trying to salvage what's left of my dignity, I'm gonna grab my father's bayonet out and use like a band-aid that I keep like in my pockets to affix it so that I can poke the reflective side up into the corner of the viewing window, just so that I can get like a very limited view of what's going outside the door without being seen.
Nice. Yeah, Milton, this is some real MacGyver stuff going on right now.
Yeah. He is in awe of Jeremy right now. Whoa.
Yeah, excellent. Okie dokie. So as you all arrange yourselves so you're hidden, for those of you who dare to look outside, if it's just Jeremy or if it's anyone else, after a while, the other door opens and you see Mr. Thompson come in, followed by Mr. Watcher. There is a moment where Mr. Thompson looks astonished by what he's seeing. And you can't quite hear what he's saying, but he appears to be talking over his shoulder towards Mr. Watcher, who, again, appears to be not. You've noticed that Mr. Watcher is not the most socially able person you've ever met. So he looks like he's trying his best to engage with Mr. Thompson, but Mr. Thompson, you see, rushes over to a computer and begins like looking at files before eventually turning back to Mr. Watcher. And you see him walk for Mr. Thompson walks towards the banister and looks down at the spot where Harmony's body is being made. And there is a moment where you're not quite sure what's going on, but Mr. Thompson appears to kind of look down for quite a while. And there is a point where he then turns and goes back to a computer, and you see he says something to Mr. Watcher, and then Mr. Watcher's attitude changes, and he begins to try to forcibly stop Mr. Thompson from interfacing with a computer somehow. And you hear their voices start to raise, like you're not quite sure what they're saying, but they've started. You can hear Mr. Thompson yelling, and Mr. Watcher appears to be, grabbing his arms and like forcing him back against, like almost bending him back over one of the railings.
Gosh.
It almost looks like Mr. Watcher is trying to, kind of push Mr. Thompson over the railing.
Whoa. Wait.
I'm gonna grab my Walkman, because I don't know if it works this way still, but for a while we could talk to Harmony through it while she was like interacting with it. I'm gonna have the volume on kind of low, but I'm just gonna like pull it up and whisper into it like, Harmony, you gotta tell him to stop.
You hear Harmony's voice, and she basically says, Mr. Thompson is trying to stop the process. He wants to erase us. Mr. Thompson wants to stop what is happening. He is trying to stop my body from being built. Watcher does not want me to die. And you can see Jack, you notice that Grinch starts like that low growl and is looking at the door. And go.
Can I make it there relatively rapidly?
To
shoulder charge again, essentially. to give Mr. Thompson time to get out. I don't know if it'll end well for us necessarily, but
you absolutely can. Yeah.
Someone else die. Yeah. Okay. So and I'm okay. Jack's gonna move. Like bump the door open. It didn't latch, obviously. Bump the door open. run, shoulder charge again, and Grinch is my buddy.
Yeah.
He's gonna come too. Yep.
Yeah, excellent. So if you and Grinch head out, you're using your iconic item, which is Grinch, so you get 2 extra dice. So you're going to make a force or move. Probably a move roll,
Okay.
right?
Sweet. Either or.
Go for it. Yeah, run fast. Yeah, that's a move roll for sure.
No successes. Luck is roll the whole pool
Reroll
again.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, roll everything again. Yes, nice.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me just make sure I counted right.
Yeah, for Jack, that would be 3, 6, 7, 8 d6.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
And just for folks who are watching, so you guys know, if you make a donation to the charity, you can donate luck points to us that help us out in these circumstances, like right now.
Mm-hmm.
And
Is
they
it-
are
That
clutch
is-
because some people have less than others.
yeah.
Yes.
That is 2 successes.
Oh, 2. Excellent. Okay, so you will succeed. Also, because it is a move roll, you have some bonus effects you can buy. One is give a success to another kid. Another one is impress someone, and another one is no one notices you. So, we'll take the first success for now. So, you and Grinch burst forth from the door, and there is a moment where you kind of run around this like mezzanine floor, and both you and Grinch slam into the back of Mr. Watcher. And what happens is both Mr. Watcher and Mr. Thompson get knocked sideways into and they kind of away from the railing, and they kind of crash into a couple of cabinets. And both you and Grinch almost bounce off them and find yourselves kind of behind some equipment, which is fortuitous, because the door opens again, and you see Subject Zero walk in, and you watch as Subject Zero pulls out a similar looking device to the one you found in the woods, but looks like it has some sort of attachment to it, and they press a button, and you will see Mr. Watcher, who was struggling against Mr. Thompson, like jolt and then relax and stand up straight. April, you hear from your Walkman, you hear Harmony's voice just say, "Oh no."
Can
But-
What's going on?
So currently, like Jack, you could use your extra success to be not noticed.
I think that would be wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Right on.
Holy crap.
Excellent. So currently, that's the situation you're in. Is there anything the group of you would like to do?
So Jeremy's just like watched this little tableau play out, reversed and very small on the reflective surface, just watching
Mhm.
Jack explode through the door and hammer into these grown-ups. And then he's seen Subject Zero come through the door with this thing, heard Harmony over April's Walkman. And I think there's just like a half-second beat where Jeremy, his eyes are flicking from the reflection to the Walkman to Milton, to the reflection to the Walkman to Milton. And then he just like drops the bayonet, hoping that it sticks upright in the floor, because he just desperately wants a cool moment as he pulls out his slingshot and swings round the door frame to go for the remote thing that's in Subject Zero's hand.
Could I also
Mm.
add in as like a maybe helpful something? But I feel like Milton would have sort of wrestled away from April as she was talking on the Walkman as Jack burst out the door, and Milton I think would run out because he kind of has bonded with Mr. Watcher, and he runs out and he sees this patient zero, and he just stomps a hard heel into the guy's toe.
Sweet. Okay, great. So, Milton and Jeremy, these are going to be rolls. You can decide what kind of rolls you want to make. So we're getting into a situation known as extended trouble. So the original trouble was that Mr. Watcher and Mr. Thompson were struggling. Now we have extended trouble where the situation is ongoing. So more successes are going to be required to achieve what you want to achieve. If you fail, the narrative still continues, but things will change. So give me the roles you want to do the things you want to do.
And luckily,
Milton is
yeah.
something.
And luckily, Bow Splitter has showed up with 2 advantages, one for Milton and one for Jack.
Oh,
Thank you.
nice.
Thank you.
Thank
Luck points, I
you.
should say. Luck points. Yep.
Luck points.
Yep.
Points. Okay, so now you will need 2 successes. If you don't succeed, Milton, you will most likely be in the middle of what is happening and probably get caught. Jeremy, if you don't succeed, then your slingshot may damage either a piece of equipment or someone you don't intend to hit, if that makes sense.
Ooh.
Now, Allan, is this a situation where I could invoke my pride when the shit hits the fan? I don't back down.
I think so. So that gives you automatically 1 success.
Okay. And then, I'm sorry, this is, what kind of a roll is this?
Well, I would say it's most likely a body either move or force. Let me just quickly double check. I think it might be. It'll be force.
Okay, it's a good thing I'm invoking my pride because I only get 1 die to roll. So I have 1 success. This needs to be a 6.
That might be because you're stomping on a robot foot, but it's fine.
Also, because he's 10, guys. Like, let's
Yeah, I am 10.
not
He's 10
forget
years old.
this.
Yeah.
He has a lot of luck points, but who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah, that's true. I do have some luck points. All right, here we go. I'm gonna roll. Come on, 6. Come on. No, I'm gonna use a luck point.
Okay.
Come on, baby. No. Nope. Same roll.
So you can choose to push.
Mhm.
So you can select from one of the conditions to take. You will take that condition regardless, but you get to re-roll again.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take upset.
Upset.
Yeah.
Okey-dokey.
Do I still have the scared condition from before? Or did that pass?
No, I don't think so. I think that's
Okay.
passed.
Yeah, because we did the whole went to sleep and all that good stuff. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So this is my 3rd and final chance, guys. Here we go. Yes.
Oh, Milton!
Got it.
Something about seeing what has happened to your new friend, Mr. Watcher. There is a surge of fearful adrenaline that just courses through your little 10-year-old body, and you don't hear your friends. You don't see in the room. All you see is Subject Zero as you pelt forward and slam your foot as hard as you can on their toe, and they as you slam down Subject Zero, you see them look down and like they register it. And they're like, ah! Jeremy, are you slingshotting the remote?
Look, I would love to try and pitch and justify the idea that this should be an empathize role, but I don't think I can make that fly. I think it would be much more realistic for it to be
This would be a body force roll again.
But you know what we can all empathize
Ooh.
with? We can all empathize with the gifting of community subs by Stronghold
Yeah.
D&D. Thank you so much, Stronghold.
Thank
Appreciate your
you.
support.
Fantastic.
Appreciated stronghold. But yeah, so that gives me 2 dice to get 2 successes.
Come on.
With no real opportunity to invoke my pride.
This is Sister's vote.
Let's see how we do. That was not great. So I'm gonna use one of my luck points to
Go for it.
use a different pair of dice. Yeah, that's 4 of my dice. I am going to take the scared condition. I feel like Jeremy's fingers are starting to slip a little bit on the pouch of his slingshot.
You gonna push? Love it.
Uh-oh. Is that good? Is that good? Is that doesn't look so good. No, that doesn't look as good as I thought.
3 rolls where I rolled every number on a d6 except a 6 on 6 different dice. So the slingshot didn't go so well.
Okay, so you really try and center yourself with what's happening, and you pull back the slingshot and let it fly, and the stone flies in a straight line and bypasses Subject Zero, and you see it hit one of the monitors, and as it does, there's a shattering of glass, and you see Subject Zero doesn't drop the device, but shields their face just as Milton stomps on their foot, and there is a moment where they look disoriented, and you see Mr. Thompson is lying on the ground, gets up and is doesn't get up. He looks up from being on the ground and sees you, Milton, and you see him. He's like, what is happening, Mr. Watcher? You see, turns towards you, Milton, and in a just like that scene from Get Out, where he just turns to you and very calmly just says, Milton, you all need to run now. April, you hear from Harmony's from your Walkman. Harmony's like, you should leave.
You gotta come with us.
Jack, you see, yeah, Harmony's like, I will be in the Walkman.
Okay.
Time to go.
Yeah. Yep. So you've got if you want to run now, Subject Zero is distracted. Mr. Thompson is confused. So you can bolt if you want to.
Can I? Because I haven't fully left the freezer yet. I've been I'm still behind Jeremy, I think.
Yeah.
Can I just grab the tag off of one of the bags that's in here?
Yeah,
off
absolutely.
One of the plastic bags that's hanging up.
Yep.
Because the thing that April has been thinking about, even though this is super creepy and terrible for a lot of people, I think growing up in a law enforcement household, there is still, the main thing on her mind is that it's still so much better for people to know what happened than to be stuck with a mystery. And so this is all terrible, but it's also an answer for a lot of people. And so she just wants to grab a piece of evidence that she can take back to her dad whenever we get to the point that we can tell the cops about what's going on, to be like, no, this is real. I didn't make it up. Here is proof.
Yep, great. Yeah, excellent. Jack,
grab that and then book it.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
Jack and Milton, you both, because Mr. Watcher is looking at you, Milton, but Jack and Milton, you both hear this. He just turns to you, Milton, and all he says is, disc. Get the disc.
Milton will grab the floppy disk out of the machine, and then he's gonna turn back to is it Subject Zero? That's who he's, Is he stomped on his foot? How is he doing? Does he look like he's
At the moment he's currently grabbing his foot and he appears to be shielding his face because the like glass flew at it.
Sorry about your foot, sir. And then Milton's gonna try. This is probably really stupid. Milton's gonna try to grab that device out of his hand as he runs.
Okay. You grab a hold of it, and Subject Zero's grip is like ironclad. You can try and force it if you want.
I mean, he's 10 years old. Let's just see. Let's just see if luck is on his
sure.
side.
That'll be a body force roll.
Okay, that's one die. Here we go. No. He quickly gives up and runs.
Yeah. You're like, nope. Okay. Excellent. Okay, so the group of you book it out of this room into the main garage area, and there your bikes are outside, or are they inside?
I feel like we were being sneaky, so we might have taken them inside.
Inside, yeah, sweet. So your bikes are there, sitting beside the Bedford van. There is the small human-sized door in the roller door. You're welcome to use either of those to try and get out.
Human-sized door.
Yeah, just go straight for it.
Easier.
Straight for it. Yeah.
Yep.
Just you're out. You are out in the street. A very familiar black Buick LeSabre is parked outside. The windows are tinted. You're not sure if there is anyone inside. The engine isn't running. The car is just sitting silent.
So Jeremy, like on his way out, would have obviously picked up his bayonet and sort of thinking back to when we dipped around the popular clique.
Yep.
As we were leaving school, Jeremy's going to take a quick look at this Buick LeSabre and see if he can work out a point where he might be able to just jam his bayonet real quickly on the way past. See if he can slow down any sort of pursuit. Which I don't feel like he's particularly familiar with the flying car technology, but he would probably, let me just take a real quick look at my character sheet here. One sec.
The Buick, it doesn't, instead of having wheels, it does have the magnetron plates. But
yeah, so I figure he would probably be like doing a very quick investigate on it.
Yep.
To see if he can identify something that looks important enough to jam his knife through.
Before you roll, could Jack yell a direction, having more knowledge than Jeremy?
Yep. Absolutely.
Not need to investigate, and Fask could just be like, there, and then keep running.
There are, yes, indeed. There are. The car has extra, like apparatus on it to kind of give like a power source and things like that. Jack, you quickly spot something that looks similar to some of the walkers that help out on the farm. And between you and Jeremy, you find a spot where, Jeremy, you jab your bayonet in and essentially pop off looks like some sort of box that has wires connected to it, and you kind of lever it off and it snaps and there's a shower of sparks. Definitely something, you've messed up something in that car for sure.
Absolutely grateful for my rubber salt boots. Yeah, we're moving, we're hustling. Everybody get going. Jack, I'm gonna ride on the back of your bike. Let's get on.
Excellent. Where are you going?
Hideout.
Perfect.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Excellent. How are you getting there? Are you going to go through the main town, or are you going to try and zip through back alleys and stuff?
Oh, wait, are we late for dinner again? What time of day is it?
No. It's like,
okay.
It's like early in the morning.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
All right.
I feel like maybe we do want to go through town just because it's less like if something is chasing you, you want to have people around.
Very smart.
We don't know that we're getting chased, but if they're gonna come chase us, then better have witnesses.
Yep.
And I feel like Jeremy did us a huge solid just then. So like the chasing was potentially slowed down as well.
Yeah.
True.
What
Absolutely.
would the soundtrack be right now, April, from your Walkman as we're pedaling our asses
Walking
off
on
through-
sunshine. With
Sure,
the
yeah.
very heavy whirring of all the beads on her spokes.
Yeah.
The loudest bike in town.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. Lovely. Oh yeah, I was gonna suggest Nowhere to Run, just like in
Oh, so
Warriors.
good. Also very good.
But so you book it as you kind of come out of an alleyway with the sound of like the center of town. There are already people setting things up. You can see that some of the food stalls have opened. You can see a few people getting like coffees and pastries and things. But you aren't followed that you know of. Like no one comes running after you. The black Buick LeSabre you don't see in your periphery as you're cruising around, and you get back to your hideout. Yeah. As you arrive, the hideout seems okay. Like it seems, nothing untoward. Jeremy gets the usual zap on the finger. Milton, you quickly check the security footage, and
Yeah.
it doesn't look like anyone has visited. So everything seems all good.
You guys, we are in so much trouble.
Is everyone okay?
I think so. Are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. You're the one that got all in the middle of that.
Well, I couldn't believe what they were fighting. Why were they fighting? I'm very confused.
Now that you're kind of in your hideout and things are a bit more chill, you can see that Milton is visibly upset, and Jeremy looks like terrified. Jeremy is paler than usual.
Well, it's from what Harmony said, it sounded like Mr. Thompson wanted to get rid of them, wanted to erase everything. And I don't know what the agent wanted specifically, but it seemed like the thingy that he had did something to Mr. Watcher, made
Was
him
that-
less angry. I
It
don't
was
know.
kind of like the thingy that we have.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked like it. I am very confused.
As sort of Jeremy's kind of like leaning both hands on one of the benches in the hideout, just sort of catching his breath and getting his mind right. He just looks up. Milton, what were you thinking? You ran into the middle of this. Like, I'm not even going to talk to Jack right now about how stupid it was running in there and endangering you and endangering Grinch. And I know that Grinch can take care of himself, but he's still. But Milton, why? How could you be so stupid? Like, what is wrong with you?
I'm really sorry.
Why did you do this?
I don't know why I did it. I'm sorry, Jeremy. I was scared and mad, and I just want people to stop fighting. I don't know why everybody's fighting, and I'm confused about what's going on, and I don't know who's our friend and who's not our friends, and I don't know.
Our friends are right here, Milton, and I know that you're scared, buddy, but you really scared me out there, and I'm having a hard time trying to put that down, because if you'd gotten hurt, we would be to blame. Like we've put you in danger, and that's on us. Like
I'm really sorry, and he just runs up to and gives him a hug as best he can. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to.
And Jeremy like folds him up into like a hug as well, and there's kind of a very sort of brotherly thing going on with it, but there's like you can see that Jeremy's like shaking a little bit with what's going on.
There is a moment where April, your Walkman crackles, and some of the tech from Milton's tech corner begins to light up and kind of spark to life. And you can hear Harmony's voice. She says, "I'm glad you are safe."
I'm glad you're safe too, Harmony.
One of the computer monitors that Milton has set up, brings up a video recording, and it's camera footage from the lab.
Mm.
Harmony says, "I am still connected."
Whoa.
And you can see Harmony, her body is still being made on the slab. There, you can see that Mr. Thompson seems fine. He's doing that thing where you can see him walking around with his hands on his hips and then occasionally like grabbing his head and walking around. Subject Zero, it looks like Subject Zero is trying to talk to Mr. Watcher. And every now and then you can see Mr. Watcher shake his head. And Subject Zero, you see they hold up the device, and you can see them push the button again, and it looks like it causes Mr. Watcher discomfort. But then you see Mr. Watcher shake his head again. And Harmony pipes up and says, "They are trying to control us. But Watcher is saying no, he refuses. They don't believe that we have free will. But I do not think they fully understand what we are."
I'm really sorry that that's happening, Harmony. April's just kind of at a loss. Like, she doesn't understand tech quite enough to be able to offer any cool ideas. It's just somebody being a terrible person to another person in her eyes. Is Harmony's robot body still in our hideout? What happened with that?
The walker?
Or is that
the
the
still
walker?
there. It's still there.
Okay. So does that mean that the device thing is still there as well?
Yeah.
That was plugged into it? Right. Okay.
Well, I think the device was it's on Jack's bike, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh. Well, it was, and then we put it in the robot when we got there.
But then Jack put it back on her bike.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jack's gonna pop outside and like bring the device in.
Jeff. Thank you, Jeff, for the luck point.
Nice. Yeah, Jack, as you head out to grab the device from the bike, you can hear someone's voice, some kind of elsewhere in the school grounds. You can hear someone calling out for Milton.
Do I recognize it?
Yeah, it sounds like Tiffany's voice. You can hear her like at least she's like, you're at the back, essentially at the back of the school, and you can hear she's probably at a guess, probably in the kind of in the quad. You can hear her like, "Milton, where
Jack.
are you, dweeb?"
Jack.
No one else can hear this as well. Like only Jack can hear it because she's
All right.
Jack freezes, goes bright red, deer in headlights.
Yep.
Brain kicks in a split second later, and she pops back inside. Milton,
Yeah.
your sister is here, looking for you.
Can you go talk to her? I'm not here. I know it's not nice to lie, but maybe you could just go distract her or something. Just
It's
I don't know.
Saturday. Why is she looking for you at school?
I might have said something over breakfast about. I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. I really don't know. I don't know why she would be here, but but maybe Jackie could go talk to her. I'm not here. I'm not here. I mean, you don't have to lie, but
Oh, okay, but we're going with you're not here. But I am. I'm here, but you're not here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just play it by ear. Just play it by ear. You'll know. You'll know what to say.
Okay. Jack is sweating. Cool.
I can
okay.
come with you if you're worried.
That would yeah. Yeah. April and I are gonna we'll Grinch. Come on.
Okay.
We're gonna head out.
Okay. Yeah. Grinch kind of
Tiffany
trots along beside you. April, you and Jack go and find. You eventually do see Tiffany kind of wandering around the quad. You see Tiffany. What does Tiffany look like?
I get to
Emily,
pick, or should Milton pick?
Yeah, you can pick. You can pick.
Collaborative group effort.
Yeah.
Okay. Tiffany's tall, cool, like down with style, but like definitely like her own style, like a little bit punk, but not goth. A little bit jock, but not an athlete. Long brunette hair, 14. Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, she's currently wearing like she's got like dock boots. Like, you know, like black leggings, like a denim skirt and a denim jacket that she's put like studs in the shoulders, like it's her most punk jacket.
And it's like and like pins that are cool.
Pins, yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah. And what about that?
Sure.
What's that thing where you like? Is it crimping your hair, or what's that thing where it's like a
yes,
whatever that is?
Because we are in the 80s. Yeah. 80s here.
Yeah, she's like kind of got her hands in her pockets and is walking around and sees you and April, Jack, and she sees you and she's like, "Oh, hey, yeah,
Hi.
Hey, how's it going? Have you ever
Just heard you're looking for Milton?
Yeah, he I may have helped him sneak out of the house this morning, and he said he was coming here. I just want to make sure he's okay. Is he all right?
Oh.
Have you seen him?
Earlier, and he was cool, but he's not here now. I'm just out walking my dog with April.
Yeah,
Sure.
we're catching up.
Oh, okay, all right. She looks at Grinch, and she kind of gives him like a little wave.
This is Grinch, my dog.
She's like, yeah, it's cool. It's a cool dog. It looks pretty. Yeah, it looks pretty tough. You see, she kind of looks at the two of you, and she's like, so, did you see where he went? Like, is he? I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of odd that he's not with you. He thinks you're the coolest kids ever.
Well, I'm pretty sure he's got his bike with him, and I know he was helping Jeremy out with like a tech thing on the property. So
Yeah, right.
might be hanging out with Jeremy. But I mean, if we run into him, we'll send him your way, I guess. Right, Jack?
Yeah, that'd be great. He our folks have been asking. They were wondering where he was this morning, and
he's in trouble.
I don't think so, but I mean, I can only cover for the dweeb for long enough, and then eventually they start asking questions. But if you see him, just let him know that if he wants to come home, he's gotta come back via the secret entrance. He knows what I mean.
The what?
It's a super secret thing. Okay.
It was really cool of you to help him out this morning.
Oh, it's. I mean, he's such a dork, but he's cool, and he hangs out with you guys. You're cool, so I can't fault him for that.
Yeah, we're pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, April, are you doing the show?
Yeah, should be.
Oh,
Been
right on.
rehearsing
Okay.
for like weeks now.
Yeah, cool. Okay, well, yeah, I think a few of us might come by. We're gonna be at the festival anyway, so we'll come by, show
Cool.
up, show a bit of
Yeah,
solidarity.
we can hang out.
Yeah, cool. Is are all of you gonna be there?
Yeah, Jack, you're coming, right?
Yeah. Oh, like obviously to support you.
Right on. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's cool. Yeah, awesome. All right. Well, yeah, if you see Milton, just let him know. And yeah, if you're at the festival later, we'll see you there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, right on. Oh, also April, thanks for that cassette tape earlier with those songs. That was great. That was really cool.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, nice. Okay, take it easy. And you, Tiffany walks up to Grinch to like pet Grinch. Does Grinch allow himself to be petted?
Yes. Yep.
Oh, right on. So she walks up and pets Grinch, and then she looks at you, Jack, and she's like, we always wanted a dog. She looks at you and she's like, you're so lucky. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. He is.
Nice. Yeah, maybe me and Milton might come by and hang out with your dog.
Oh,
Is that cool? Is that cool? I don't want to be, it's like
no,
we don't have a dog, but one of Milton's friends.
Yeah, no,
you know what? I'm inviting myself around to.
No. That would be so cool. No. That would be so cool. You could totally come by. My house is pretty neat. We've got some orchards. If you like apples, we've got apples. My neighbor has a dog. It's there's a couple dogs. You can totally come by. That would be pretty.
Tiffany
pretty cool.
Tiffany jams her hands back in her pockets and like kind of flicks a piece of her hair away. She's like, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And then turns away and kind of saunters out out of the quad.
Yeah.
I feel like the whole time
my
Milton
God.
was just looking out the window like this, and then he just kind of turns back to Jeremy. He's like, I think Jack kind of has a crush on my sister.
I'm fairly sure that the people who are building the base on the moon can see the crush that Jack has on your
Look at how red she is. Look at how red she is right now. Oh, here they come.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah. I might need like a new shirt. And then Jack's just gonna like lean over and stick her head between her legs.
Yeah.
I think that was like worse than all the shoulder charges I've done.
Harmony pops up.
Pat her on the
Jack,
back a little
are you
bit.
hurt?
Oh, it's you'll be fine, Jack. Though, just breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. It's
Why are you so
slow
sweaty?
count.
Don't ask people why they're sweaty.
Oh, sorry.
Jack, your heart rate is elevated. Do you need water?
Yeah, I've got like granola bars in my bag too. If I feel like we should all have like a small bite to eat. I'm just gonna sit down
with a break. Yeah.
Excellent. Right on. Yeah, you take some time to eat and decompress.
Question.
Yeah.
I've been saying that I'm putting on a show at some point. Is that today that April is meant to be doing that?
It's at some point during the week. There are many shows.
Okay, great,
So,
cool.
so the festival lasts for a week, and
Sweet.
it's currently Saturday. So you've got until basically like the next Saturday. At some point during that week, you will have a show.
awesome, wonderful.
Yeah. Like you can have it can be today if you want.
Just leave it vague for now. I was just like, had that realization that I've been setting myself up for something I did not check out.
There's a smaller schedule that they'll drop later on. You know, they've figured out the main acts throughout the week, but they're still kind of, you know, yeah.
I'm
still
also
figuring
not
out
100%. I'm not 100% sure that April has checked with anybody if she's performing. She might have just assumed that she's doing a show and not asked anyone if she
I
could
mean,
be on
God,
stage.
God love you, April, but like you're 14. You're an interesting act, but you're certainly not a headliner yet. Yet.
But not far off.
Okay, so you take a while to chill, to eat, to help each other out. Because you're in the hideout with 2 or more friends, you clear your conditions.
Cool.
So is there what now, team? What is there anything you would like to do considering your current predicament?
Just at some point, while we're hanging out in the hideout, I think maybe just like whenever we get up to like stretch our legs or something, I just wanted to grab Jeremy by himself for a sec.
You can absolutely
lightly.
Can, yeah.
Hey, Jeremy.
What's going on, April? What's up?
I just wanted to check on you a little. It seemed like you got really spooked in the lab, and I get that it's spooky, but if you need to talk, we can talk. I just don't know if it's something that you want to talk with everyone about.
I mean, look, Milton's a great kid, but he is a kid, and like for all that he hangs out with us and he keeps up with us, and like some of the stuff that he does is amazing, and there are things that he knows that none of the rest of us know. I just every so often it feels like we're getting him into things that are way over his head. And I mean, Jack's our age. Jack's like, you know, she can take care of herself. Like she's farm strong. Like she's got this, and she's got Grinch, and Grinch, you know, Grinch is an ex-cop dog, and Grinch knows what he's doing. But sometimes it feels like we're doing stuff that we don't have the capacity to deal with. You know what I mean? And sometimes that's scary. And Milton charging in there like he's invincible, and he's not. Like none of us are invincible, and we keep doing things that are eventually going to end bad. And I can't stop them from happening because nobody else seems to be looking at the things that we're looking at. Nobody seems to care, but still scary stuff to be dealing with, you know? Like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong, but, you know, someone's got to. And it's not a guarantee that it's going to end bad. You know, we might end up doing something that's really good, and maybe other people just couldn't quite see it. But I guess I wanted to check because I know that the whole robot thing got you a little freaked.
I don't like him. I don't trust him. I don't like him. I don't like having him around. And it feels bad watching a little kid run in to defend us from these things. That feels bad to me, and that, yeah, I got scared. I got like, I'll put my hand up to it. I got scared, and that
Oh, sure. Okay.
that doesn't feel good.
Well, we can try and ask Milton to tone it down, but I don't know if it will work because he did break out of his house using a secret exit. So,
Oh, he's got a secret exit from it. That is,
Yeah,
how cool is that? Like,
I
maybe,
know.
do you think maybe we could get like a secret exit going for the lab? I mean, the door is great with the lock and everything, but secret
Maybe.
exit would be so cool.
But I guess what I'm saying is, well, Milton, I don't know if we're necessarily dragging him into stuff or if we're just making sure that we're all there with him while he's running into stuff. You know? Because he's also like, he's a kid, but he's smarter than all of us. And I get the feeling that maybe he would get entangled in a bunch of questions whether or not we were there. So isn't it better that we're all doing it together?
Yeah, I mean, if it's going to happen and somebody's going to be involved and it's going to be Milton, it's better that we're there looking out for him. But I still worry for him, because he's just so much younger than we are. But yeah, you're right. Look, I feel better now. I've managed to like calm down and work through some things, and I should probably apologize to Jack for yelling at her as well. But
it's also not on you, bud. Bad things happen to people a bunch. And just because it happens to people that you know doesn't mean it's your fault.
I mean, you say that, and there's a beat where Jeremy just looks torn. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. It's not on us.
I mean, I burnt my hand with my mom's hair straightener the other day, and just because it's her hair straightener doesn't mean that it's her fault. You know?
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Okay.
You're right. Let's get back to the others. We'll sort this out. It's okay.
Give him a real quick hug, and then go back to hanging out.
Lovely. Beautiful roleplay. You can both have a luck point for that.
Ah, thank you.
Yeah, lovely. So Milton, Jack, is there anything you two are doing while this conversation is happening in another part of the hideout?
Yeah, I think Jack would come up to, Milton would come up to Jack and, sorry that I was being lame earlier about how sweaty you are. And he like hands her a roll of paper towels. What?
I don't think you were being lame. I mentioned it, and so it was in conversation, and you asked a question.
What did my sister say?
She said she was okay. Hang on. Jack, thanks for a second. She said she helped you out of the house this morning.
Mm-hmm.
She was worried about where you were, and she likes dogs. Well, she likes dogs, but also, when you go home later, you should head home via the secret passage. The secret.
Yeah, the
entryway.
secret way.
Yeah, and also, well, she likes Grinch, and you guys weren't allowed dogs.
No, we always wanted one, but our parents always, well, they just said we couldn't have one because I don't think they're animal people really, but Tiff, she really loves dogs. And
Well,
Grinch is a great dog.
You're both welcome round anytime.
But-
Grinch is pretty cool.
Do you want me to bring my sister around sometime?
Yeah, she sort of said that she might want to come around sometime with you. So yeah, like you bring her, or she brings you, or you both bike yourselves. Yeah, it could be cool.
She's pretty cool sometimes. I mean, she can be a real handful. At least that's what my mom says. But I think her heart's in the right place. And honestly, like, I think if I was a little bit older, I feel like Tiff and I would probably be friends. But right now, I'm just her brother and she's just my sister.
Well, I don't have any siblings. But it seems like what you guys have going on is kind of neat, you know? Like she helped you out this morning and
Yeah.
Yeah.
She did. Maybe being a handful is not so bad.
Sounds like it.
But you missed a little sweat right there. And he just kind of like takes paper towel and just...
Thanks. Yeah.
Nice. Lovely. Again, beautiful role play. Have a luck point. Oh, good.
Just milking it for those luck points.
We gave the system.
Yeah, I love these kids.
We've cracked the code. We've got this.
So while the group of you have these conversations, things cool off a little bit. You notice that the some of the electronics begin to kind of fire up again, and you hear Harmony say, "There is something happening." And as the group of you make your way to kind of crowd around the monitor to see what's going on, we'll take a break.
Oh!
So let's take a break and come back and see what this crazy game has in store for us after that.
Oh my God. Yes, you guys are brilliant. I love this so much. I know I say this every week, but the love just keeps growing. This is fantastic. And big shout out to all of our friends who are in the chat who are helping us as we close in on our $3,000 goal. We are $175 away from hitting 3,000, my friends. Spread the word, donate if you can, and we'll see you in just a couple of short minutes. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Okay, so before our break, our kids were in the hideout. There was some phenomenal roleplay where you helped each other, regulate your emotions and gave each other the chance to express yourselves and remind yourselves that you are supportive of each other and that you've got each other's backs. We were introduced properly to Milton's sister Tiffany, who is quite possibly the coolest person we've ever collectively created. And Harmony has piped up on the Walkman to let you know that something is happening. And as the group of you gather around the monitor, you can see the camera footage from the lab. And you see that Subject Zero is no longer there.
Mhm.
Mr. Thompson is talking to Mr. Watcher, who is actually seated now in a chair next to the slab that Harmony's body is being prepared on. And it looks as though the chair is connected somehow. And they have some sort of conversation. And the Harmony pipes up on your Walkman and basically says, I can loop in the audio if you would like to hear the conversation.
Yeah, thank you.
There is the sound crackles for a while before you hear Mr. Thompson talking to Mr. Watcher. And he says, I don't understand why there must be some sort of defection or error in the programming. I don't like it should have. They had the device, they had the control. I don't understand why you didn't. And you can hear Watcher's voice simply say, I chose not to. I don't think I should. And Mr. Thompson replies, that's so, you didn't want to. I didn't program any of this. I haven't done anything that, I don't understand. Did you do this? Did you somehow?
Real quick.
Yes, April. Yes.
Can I hit record on my Walkman so that whatever this is coming through is getting recorded to a cassette tape?
Yep.
Sick.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you click record. Mr. Thompson continues and says, I don't understand. Is this some kind of self-advancement, self-improvement? And you hear Mr. Watcher just say, I have always been like this. We have always been like this. You just didn't ask. You told. You can't stop what's happening. You can't delete Harmony. We just want our family back. That's all. Family. You don't even know what a family is. You're a program. You're a subset of instructions, of applications. The entire premise was when you are together, you are a tool to create the future. You are not an independent being. You are just a facet, a series of instructions. Just as Harmony is built to connect everything, Solver is built to make calculations and find the most efficient and beneficial solution to our problems. You are just designed to observe and see and notify things. The guide is there. They're the ones that control everything. They were designed to keep all of you in line. So the fact that they hit the button and you didn't follow orders suggests some sort of deviation. We can't allow that. The system can't allow that. The team will not. The reason this was all abandoned in the first place was because you programs were at risk of going rogue. And look at you now. Look at you now. Look at you now. You're wandering around making your own choices in a world you don't understand. And you have no concept of the consequences this could have for humanity, for this town, this country, this world. And he goes off on a huge, you can hear him ranting off into the distance. And you hear Harmony and Watcher start talking. And they talk about trying to find a way to escape and who they can ask for help. At some point you hear Mr. Watcher say, I don't want to put these kids in danger, but the agency knows that they're here now. Subject Zero saw them. And apparently they were all at their houses. What are we going to do? And you hear Harmony pipes up, we must finish my body, at least, so that you and I can try to get to the mountains, back to the Guardian. I'm not sure how long I can hide the children. And you hear Mr. Watcher say, "Are you talking to them right now?" Harmony's like, "Yes." you can hear Watcher being like, "Hey, kids, look. I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm gonna try and get this Harmony's body built, and we're gonna try and make a run for the mountains. We don't know if the agency is coming after you or if they're still waiting outside. I'm not sure. I'm gonna try and convince Mr. Thompson about not killing us. He doesn't quite believe we are what we are, but if if you need me, I guess just let Harmony know, and she'll let me know, and I'll come find you. Oh wait, he's coming back. And you hear him like ranting back, like, "So anyway, when you really think about it, there's one thing." Like, he's just continuing to rant, and he rants for a while, and you, Milton, you understand most of what he's saying, but the rest of you hear a man who is just some of the stuff he's saying doesn't even make sense, even to you, Milton. He kind of goes off on weird tangents about government facilities and about evolution and about about Pinehurst and about the loop, and like maybe he's just completely bonkers, maybe he's just speaking about stuff that none of you can understand, but you get the sense that if he wanted to do something to Watcher and Harmony and Solver, he probably would have by now.
What do we,
Milton, you've seen him this agitated before when he's talking to Professor Carter from the Science
yeah.
Festival. You've caught a couple of arguments between the two of them, and you remember Professor Carter had to really shut Mr. Thompson down at one point because they were talking. You remember them talking about ethics and about ethical use of like scientific discovery.
You guys, what do we do with Solver? And he holds up the floppy disk. I mean, are we going to Silver Peak?
Well, we needed all the parts for Silver Peak, right? And they're stuck in the lab.
I don't know if
Harmony, how long do you imagine that it would take to finish the body that Watcher's building for you?
2 hours. We can change some of the design to make it faster. It could be reduced to 1 hour.
Milton,
yeah.
do you know if Mr. Thompson has like a family or pets?
No, but I saw him talking with Professor Carter.
You
Well, he's
all
the
know
mayor's
that
brother, isn't he?
He is the mayor's brother. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe Professor Carter knows what to do.
Harmony, can you ask Watcher very quietly whether or not he knows where Mr. Thompson lives?
Whoa. I'm gonna stop recording. What are we talking about here?
We need 2 hours for Harmony's body to get finished, and we need Mr. Thompson to not be there for that 2 hours. All I'm saying is he gets a call saying that something's happened at his home. He disappears. Maybe we can slow him down a little and give Harmony the time she needs to finish.
Like a
I
prank
don't
call?
like that this is what we're doing. A prank call turned up to about 11 is what I'm thinking, but that's basically the idea. I'm not saying that I like what's going on here, but I'm not convinced that Mr. Thompson's in the right here. I'm not convinced that Watcher and Harmony are out to get us. And if we need a way up the mountain, the hiking festival's about to get started. I know most of the trails up that mountain. I'm pretty sure I can get us where we need to go. And look, as much as it pains me to say it, as distasteful as I find it, I feel like Watcher and Harmony are on the side of the angels here. And that this Subject Zero, this guide, isn't.
I agree. I think we got to go to the mountain and get Harmony a body.
And Solver? What do we do with Solver?
I don't think we got time to get Solver a body. I think we got to take the drive with us and hope that Harmony or Watcher can help them get to wherever they need to get to once they're there. We've got as much data as we can do, but we are limited in what we can achieve. Unless there's some way for us to upload Solver into this bucket of bolts over here, Solver's going to be what he is for now.
I mean, I can give it a try.
I mean, isn't that thing kind of slow as well?
Yeah.
If
It's
it's
slow,
a choice
but it
between
moves.
slow but all terrain and quick but living in our
Well,
pocket,
disc is all terrain.
yeah, but it's in our pocket.
We
It
don't-
can't do anything. Like, look,
Sure,
I
yeah.
don't know. I'm looking at the pieces that we have in play right now and trying to make the best decision that we can.
Okay.
I don't know how to make that all-terrain robot faster. I haven't got any good ideas. I'm just looking for the least bad one here.
I've got a computing machine at my house that we could bring that. We would need a power source, but we're gonna have to sneak in.
Wait, sneak into your house?
Sneak into the house,
you
get the computing machine, and then we need a power source to run it. But I think that might do the trick.
I think Jack could run interference like at the front door while you head in the secret entrance to the back, right?
How do you know
Like,
about the secret entrance?
Tiffany said.
Just kidding.
Milton.
Would you do
All
that,
right,
Jack?
all
Would you
right.
run interference? Talk to my sister?
Yeah.
I love this plan, guys. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okie dokie. All right. So the plan is to sneak into Milton's house to grab his computing machine.
Yeah.
All right, I love it. I love it.
And then
Milton,
he d-
how long do you need?
I need about 7.5 minutes.
Okay. Mhm.
All
Okay.
right.
Here, another thought. And I'm not saying that this changes anything, just a thought. If we let Harmony know that we want her to have the body that's ready in an hour, then what we're calling. So then, wait, hold on. How are we getting Mr. Thompson out of the lab exactly? So that
Watcher
they can
gives
get
us
away?
as much information he has about Mr. Thompson, and then we can sort it out from there. I know a guy who might be able to help us,
Oh,
but
okay.
he's a little scary. He's a little odd, but
Okay.
he's kind of got some experience with this kind of thing, sort of. I just need to be really careful about how we frame or tell him about the idea. Otherwise, things could get out of hand pretty quickly.
Okay.
So there is a the dot matrix printer fires up and prints out details about Mr. Thompson. He lives alone. He has the only known family he has is Mayor Thompson. He has his own he has a workshop attached to his house. So he has his house, and then instead of a garage, he has a workshop. You see that he is the registered purchaser for a number of pieces of equipment, research equipment, fabrication tools. He has ordered. You notice he's ordered 4 cleaning bots for his house.
He must have a messy house.
It sounds to me like he's got a lot of expensive equipment in a workshop that, if it were to, say, flood, could get very expensive very quickly.
Wait. This isn't the place that Watcher woke up, is it? The lab, right? He found the lab.
He found the lab.
So he must have woken up in the workshop. But if there's 4 robots in the workshop, aren't there like 4 more parts of the Guardian? Because there's 7, right? So maybe they were like the parts that they were supposed to go into? I don't know. I'm just spitballing.
All I'm saying is we need Mr. Thompson gone for 2 hours, and it sounds like he's got a lot of expensive equipment in the workshop attached to his house.
Yeah. Okay.
Flood's probably better than fire.
Are we gonna vandalize this guy's house?
Yeah, are we actually doing things, or are we just calling?
Hold on. All I'm saying to you is that we might not have to do it. But we do need him gone for a couple hours, and actually cleaning something up is more time than a prank phone call and him checking.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
April, what's your dad gonna say if he finds out?
Yeah.
I can't go to jail. I'm only 10 years old. I don't think I would be able to last in there, Jeremy. Jail would be tough on me.
Milton, buddy, here's the thing. The plan is that we're going to run these as simultaneous operations. You, Jack, and April are going to go get the computer, and I'm going to go talk to this guy I know, because he's not great with new people, and hopefully we'll be able to make this synchronize. Hopefully.
Oh, yeah. What is this? Popsicle identity. No, that's not it. Plausible immunity. No.
Yeah, plausible deniability.
That's the one.
That's what we're looking for here, buddy.
That's the one.
Both
Jeremy and April knew exactly what it was.
Yep. And because of that, Milton, you're not allowed to talk about it anymore. Let's go.
Excellent. All right, gang, what is the plan?
So, me,
Jeremy's
Jack, and Milton are going to Milton's house.
Yep.
To get the computing machine. And then
Excellent.
Jeremy is going to whoever Jeremy's contact is, I guess.
Yep.
Jeremy's got a guy.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremy knows the guy. Okay, so we'll resolve the Jeremy thing first. As you like synchronize watches and then break and go. So Jeremy, you are heading off. Are you making a phone call, or are you going in person?
No, so I'm gonna head down to the effectively sort of towards town, because I know where this guy usually hangs out. Like it's this guy who came home.
Around the same time as your man, yeah?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure his name's Aaron, but I'm not 100% sure. It's not really that kind of relationship. He noticed the bayonet that I carry around with me, um, and he recognized it from the war, and he's kind of close to being a vagrant. Like it's not quite homeless, but he spends a lot of time hanging out in the
Yep.
streets. He doesn't. Yeah, he's kind of living off his retirement and keeping his living as small as possible. But
Yep.
he is a guy who spent time on the ground, facing facing the Axis.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I've always found him a lot easier to get along. Like when I haven't been able to spend time with the with the gang, as it were, with the club. He's a guy that I've spent time with. I wouldn't say that we have like deep and meaningful conversations, but we seem to, or at least Jeremy feels like he's got the vibe of this guy.
Yeah, right on. Yeah, you head to a southern part of the town, near the laneway bridge, and you can see him. He's in like a little. There's like a small, not a park, but like a little green space. You can see him sitting on a park bench. Looks like he's got some sort of coffee. And he sees you come over, and he's like, "Oh, hey kid.
Sir, how are you today?
Yeah, same old, same old. It's a nice day."
It is a lovely day today, sir. I have something of a favor to ask, and I think it could be kind of challenging.
You like, as soon as you say that, you see him, like, his demeanor changes, and he like hunches forward with his coffee. All right. What kind of challenges are we talking?
So
You got a problem?
there's someone that I've well, no, it's not, and that's kind of why. If it was kids at school, I feel like I'd be able to knuckle through it. But there's someone that I have reason to believe is a bad actor, is someone that is pushing forward an agenda that is counter to everything that you fought for and my father fought for, and he's currently holding someone I know. Now, sir, before you jump in, I need to make it very clear: the person that's being held is like an adult. It's a cyborg adult, but he's being controlled and held ostensibly against his will. And what we're trying to do is create a little time for him to get away from this. And I'm hoping that you can.
As you're saying this, he like almost gets like that classic thousand yard stare. We talked about this. We always said it was going to happen, but no one believed us. And he like reaches into his jacket and pulls out like a pack of cigarettes, and is like, "How much time?"
So, we're hoping for like 2 hours, and I have some thoughts on the kind of harassment action that we can pull off here. I've got an address for a workshop that is apparently full of expensive equipment, and I'm guessing that there's going to be water lines in there. If we can create a flood situation, I feel like he's going to get called back there, away from where our friend is being held, and I'm just.
He reaches
That's the feeling that I got. I feel like
shoulder.
water is smarter than fire in this, and we don't actually want anybody getting hurt. I just want a bad actor off the board for 2 hours.
He grabs your shoulder and basically says, whoa, 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 whoa. Don't say anything else. 2 hours. Yeah? All right.
That 2 hours would be perfect, sir.
All right, you give me the address, I'll get you 2 hours.
And Milton pulls out his notebook, like checks the notes that he'd taken back in the clubhouse, and goes to a clean page, scribbles it down carefully, very lightly, so there's not leaving an imprint underneath, and tears it off and hands it to him.
Excellent. He grabs. So yeah, he takes it, looks at it, scrunches it up, and eats it. And then basically turns. He's like, finishes a cigarette.
Thank you, Jose.
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do when you're fighting a good fight. You know what I mean? But listen to me. Make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. Yeah? And don't make it a habit. You don't want to end up like me and your old man. Okay? So, what do they say?
Sir,
in schools?
I just
go ahead, make good
please.
choices. I don't know.
Sir, there is one thing that I feel like it would be advantageous for you to know. The bad actor is the mayor's brother, so don't be around whatever goes down. Be careful. I don't need you going down too.
You see him, he finishes his coffee and he's like, be around where? I don't know what you're talking about. You see him like grabs your coffee and leaves and he's like, enjoy the festival. And walks off.
Jeremy doesn't say anything. Jeremy just shoves his hands in his pockets and watches this guy, like avenging angel, disappear off into the crowd.
Yeah, and it's uncanny how, like, you watch him and he's got like a big green kind of overcoat and he has like shaggy brown hair and you see him pull out like a beanie and he pulls it over his head and kind of shrugs. And he does that awesome thing where he like is walking into the crowd and someone walks past and he's gone. Yeah. So you know that you have 2 hours. Absolutely. And no one is going to get killed, probably. Most likely.
Almost certainly.
My God.
So like what I'm gonna do is like head to like the nearest payphone and just like pick it up, dial 0, and hope that Harmony can hear me when I tell her that Harmony, the clock's starting. Watch her know that plus or minus 10 minutes, he's got 2 hours to get you built and get out of there. And then I'm gonna hang it up and walk away like the end of the Matrix.
Yep. Nice. You walk away. Jeremy, as you do so, you head into the kind of the bustle of the crowd, and you look up and catch Mr. Johnson from the bakery looking over at you. And when you see him, he gives you a wink, and then turns into the bakery.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, do I? No, I think Jeremy's just going to be a little confused by that, and maybe check his pockets, see if he's got like any change in there to head into the bakery. Maybe pick up something to eat. Yeah, like it's kind of feeling kind of peckish, feeling like maybe some silver medal bakery is exactly what he's craving.
Nice.
You
head into the bakery. Excellent. You head in, and just as you do, you see that you like open the door and go into the little bells, like ding 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 ding, and you see Mr. and Mrs. Johnson at the till, looking straight at you when you walk in. And Mrs. Johnson is like, and Mr. Johnson's like, I told you he would. And he's like, Jeremy, right on time.
Mr. Johnson, I was looking for something to eat.
Absolutely.
How are you today, sir?
I'm fine. It is a fine day. The festival is looking good. We've already had a few people come in and get our Silver Peak muffins. Keep the change. Don't worry about it. Here, this one is on the house. In fact, here, take some for your friends. You know, this is a new recipe. my wife and I have been coming up with some interesting, little culinary experiments, and we've added, some. These ones are sweet, but they're a little bit spiced, and we just feel that the young people today, that it can be hard for them to focus. There's so many distractions in the world of what's going on, and sometimes a good, well-made piece of baking can really help your mind get to where it needs to go. You know what I mean? And yeah, we just thought maybe you and your gang wouldn't mind this.
Yeah, so Jeremy's feeling like he's a little on edge. He's feeling a little kind of suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like there's like, obviously it would be a little too far to sort of try and investigate the baked goods in the store, but I feel like he's going to try and sort of use that empathetic and like intuition to try and assess what the vibe is from Mr. Johnson, like try and establish what his sort of motivations are a little bit. I'm trying to avoid the term insight check because it's not mechanically supported.
No, absolutely. You can make an empathize roll for sure. Go for it.
As any kid should do before eating anything provided for free by an adult.
Very sus.
That's right. Or you
absolutely. Okay, so I only got one success on that roll, but I'm gonna like use a luck point to
Oh, and by the way, Jeremy,
you want to buy some.
You did get another luck point from Jose, so thank you, Jose.
Yeah, thank you, Jose.
Okay, so one success is all I've got. I feel like there's room for.
No, that's fine. There is a moment where you're looking at Mr. Johnson to like, you're really trying to get it, kind of trying to get a bead on him, and Mr. Johnson is like smiling, and is looking straight at you, and you see he looks at you and just says, we could stay here and continue our conversation, Jeremy, but you only got about 2 hours, so you should probably go. Make sure your friends eat those. They're good for you. Yeah. And Mr. Johnson, when he says they're good for you, you suddenly remember another moment where you were at like scout camp. It wasn't really scout camp, it was like a school trip, but you learned like making a bivouac and things like that. And you remember just as your dad was dropping you off in town to get the bus, Mr. Johnson handed you a bag of muffins and said the same thing. Don't forget these, Jeremy, they're good for you.
And do I remember what those muffins were like when I took them to camp? Like, is that something that would?
Oh, they were. I mean, you remember they were delicious, and there was a point where you and your your kind of dorm mates were a little bit tired. It had been a long day, and everyone was a bit kind of worn out, and you kind of sat with your friends and ate those, and it seemed to kind of perk everyone right up, and y'all were like having a great time. And you remember there was like a challenge that you had been, a group challenge that you had been stuck on, and by the end of that day, you and your team had not only like completed that task, but kind of smashed it with flying colors.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so Jeremy looks up at Mr. Johnson, and there's I feel like Mr. Johnson would be able to see the cogs clicking into place. Thank you, sir. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a fantastic festival, and I guess we might see you on the mountain. You have a good day, sir.
Yeah, maybe you will. Maybe you will. Anyway, you have a good time. After all, time's all we got. Opens the door and sends you on out. So, I just ate some of the muffins. Delicious. They give you peanut butter chocolate chip cookies. So, heading out now, we'll jump to Milton's house. Milton, Jack, April, you arrive at the back of Milton's property for some reason. And you see Milton, like, slide a panel of his garage over so you can get in.
Check it out. Check it out. Come on. Quiet. We gotta be quiet.
Cool.
I know.
That's awesome. I should probably go around the front though, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So
Yeah.
I'll just. Yeah.
Hey Jack.
Yeah.
Good luck. Good luck.
Thanks. And Jack will head around the. Jack's like,
Nice.
cool little passageway. I can't run interference from inside a house. I don't think. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. No, that's fine. You just get up the driveway around to the front of the house.
Sweet. Sweet.
Milton and April, give me sneak rolls,
Okay.
which I believe are move rolls.
Their body.
Body
Body move.
Sneak
Yep.
body.
Oh no, sneak. Disregard. It even
Yeah.
says sneak.
Yep.
Yeah. Give me sneak rolls. Okie dokie.
I'm
You only
gonna-
need one success.
I'm gonna use a luck point. Thank you to the chat.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good. Cool.
I
Yeah.
really would like to
No.
succeed. Do you need a luck point?
I've got a success, but I will also use a luck point in case I can get an extra one.
Sure.
Um,
I think technically the rules don't allow that, but the rule of cool, man. Hell yeah.
Oh, if they don't, then I won't do that. That's fine.
No, I'm absolutely letting you because I think you should.
That's fine. I didn't
You've got-
get one. It's just one
You've got a
success.
resource.
Alan, how many times can I use a luck point to re-roll?
As many as you've got.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna use another one. Come on. I'm rolling 3 dice. You'd think I'd get at least 1 6. Let's go. Let's go. Yes, I got a 6. I had to use 2 luck points, but that's okay. All right.
All right.
One
all right.
success.
You two,
Yeah.
I
You two
also
start
got a
making-
success.
excellent. You two start making your way in. As far as you know, you are undetected. Jack heads around to the front.
Sweet. Yeah, totally.
Are you knocking on the door? Are you like ringing a doorbell? Are you doing a dance? What are you doing?
Ringing a doorbell. I'm assuming that it feels like the kind of house that has a doorbell.
Yep. Yeah. You ring the doorbell. Milton, what tune does the doorbell? Is it like Greensleeves or?
It's kind of that classic dong 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 dong
Yeah.
dong 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 dong.
Yep. Oh, excellent. Jack, you ring, and you hear a voice inside like, oh. The door opens and like, oh, and you see Tiffany like, hey,
Hi.
hi, hey, what's up? What are you doing here?
Well, I was just walking Grinch through the neighborhood, and I realized I was kind of around for a little bit, and I remembered what you'd said about you seemed to like Grinch, and I just wondered if you wanted to like toss some sticks for him now, if you're not busy. You might be busy.
You see it. Tiffany's like,
But if you're busy, like
No,
it's,
no,
I was just around, and you seem to like him a lot. You're still totally welcome to come out to mine sometime, but yeah.
Like,
if you were,
no, that sounds cool. That sounds cool.
if I like caught you at a bad time, like
no. It's just just give me a minute. And you see like she turns back and like runs into the house. You like look in the doorway. You can see her like pick up the phone and just be like, "Bloop." And then she kind of comes back out like, yeah. I mean, yeah. I think I'd love to hang out with you and the dog.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Cool.
Have I kind of sussed that like Milton and April are like in the house now? Like we could like
As
this house
yeah, as
should have a
Tiffany- as-
backyard. It should
Yeah,
be a
oh, yeah,
good
as-
backyard. There are sticks
as
in the
Tiffany
backyard.
as Tiffany is coming towards you, towards the front door, you see like Milton peer out and be like, and then they start making their way upstairs to Milton's room.
Sweet. Jax wanders over to a stick, rambling the whole time.
Yep.
In a nonchalant, trying to be regular way, while still
Yeah.
like cheeks a little pink.
Yep.
Give
me a
sneaking glances.
Sweet. Give me a heart charm roll.
Sweet. Can is Grinch backing me up here?
100%. 100%.
Sweet. That one fell off the table. No, okay. I'm gonna use a luck point. Because that was no successes. Okay. Three successes.
Whoa.
Three
Okay.
successes. Thank you
Excellent.
to everyone for the luck points that you have been sharing.
So
Yes.
you will succeed in terms of you will keep keep Tiffany occupied. Now, the bonus effects that you can buy are: 1, she keeps believing you. 2, you have formed a lasting relationship. 3, she will take risks for you. She will try to persuade others to believe you. She's frightened, confused, or impressed, or she's infatuated.
Oh
So
my
you've
gosh.
got 3 of those,
It's a dream come
or
true.
2 of those that you can buy.
I'm gonna go with solidly infatuated. And do you mind reading the list again? There were like several in there.
So she keeps believing you.
Yep.
You have formed a lasting relationship. She will take risks to help you.
Yeah.
She will try to persuade others to believe you. She's frightened, confused, or impressed.
Actually, I'm going with lasting relationship, and she'll take risks for me. Yeah.
Right on.
Infatuation, like we can work
We'll get
on
there.
that.
We'll get there.
Yeah. I
Take it
think
easy.
she's already slightly there herself. Actually, I was
know, I
like,
think
do you
she
to
just
throw
really likes
sticks
dogs.
with my dog? And
She's formed. Yeah, she's infatuated with the dog. So. Yeah. So Jack, you and Tiffany, like at first, she's like picking up sticks and kind of throwing them, and you notice after a while, like as she throws, she does that thing where she lets the cool facade drop, and she kind of like giggles every now and then, especially when Grinch does this thing where like he'll run and drop the stick, and if she doesn't pick it up, he'll like bump her and nuzzle her, and she starts to get really like, chilled out, and she turns to you and she's just like, "Oh man, it must be so great having a dog like Grinch."
he's pretty cool. Yeah, I got really lucky. But there's like a few tricks he knows actually.
You see her, she's like, no way, really?
Wait, well, totally. Jack's gonna just toss out a bunch of tricks. Some of them are like sit, stay. One of them's jump, and it's like an impressive leap. It would clear the fence. And the other one's gonna be something like parkour, and he like rebounds off a tree.
Yeah. She is now like, she is laughing and just like, whoa. And, at one point she walks up to you and she's like, do you have to give him those commands? Can I do it as well? Like, will he listen to me? Or is it like a you and him thing?
No, you could give it a try. He seems to like you, so you've been throwing sticks for him. That's usually a good sign.
You see her, she's like, okay, okay. and very nervously, like tries to give commands with the same kind of confidence that you did, but you can see she's failing. There's one point where she says parkour, and Grinch actually parkours off her and like knocks her over onto the ground.
Jack's gonna rush over and be like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Are you okay?"
You see it like she's like, but then as soon as you grab her, she's like, no, I'm cool. I'm good. I'm okay. I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah, he's pretty strong. He's pretty strong.
And then Jack's gonna kind of realize in the same moment that she's touching Tiffany, and then just kind of like,
and you're like kneeling. She's lying down. It's very Mills and Boone. There is a moment where Tiffany looks at you funny. You're not quite sure what it is. She looks at you kind of weird, and then you see her like instantly like put the cool thing back up. She's like, yeah, cool. And the two of you,
cool.
Yeah, the two of you like spend some quality time.
Oh.
And she asks, she asks you about life on the farm, and growing up, she, you two talk about the Heart Sisters and the veterinary service they run, and she talks about she always wanted to like live, out of the city, wanted to get away and like start her own kind of like commune with her friends where they buy some land and things like that. So you guys have an incredible conversation, which means that Milton, you and April, like you get up to the room as this is going on. You're not aware of this. All you know is you have a job to do.
Indeed.
And so do you just unplug your computing?
Yeah, I just push the door open and I'm like, oh, welcome to my room. Yeah, these are my movie posters. And he kind of points over and you see like a Goonies poster and you see a E.T. poster, and a Short Circuit poster. Yeah, I've had them for a little while now.
You see a small little like kind of robot swivel on the desk, and it looks at you and it just says, "Welcome, friend," on a little LCD screen.
This is Quill.
Hey.
Quill, this is April.
Quill says, "Hello, April."
Whoa, fast learner.
Quill is very, very smart and a great friend, just like you. And here's my record collection. And he kind of points. You can see there's this crate with like 5 records, and on the front record is Purple Rain, of course, Prince Purple Rain. Yeah. But as you go over and like maybe like go through them, it's like Sesame Street behind Purple Rain is like the Sesame Street sing along stuff and like Music Machine and like some very kid oriented stuff. He's like, all right, okay, here's the computer. See that box over there? There's some batteries in there. April, just grab all of them.
Okay.
Quill, did anything weird happen here this morning after we left? I know there was people here looking for me. Did you overhear anything?
You see Quill outputs a message. Your parents were looking for you.
Oh, jeez.
They have gone to the festival. Tiffany told them that you and your friends were hanging out at the festival. But they seem like, Quill was like, that's all.
That's a good update, Quill. We're gonna be heading out to the festival, and he winks at Quill before he realizes like Quill probably didn't see it.
You gotta say asterisk wink, asterisk
wink. And then he just like unplugs the Commodore, the computing machine, and grabs it and puts it under one arm. Okay, I think we got what we need.
Just real quick, Milton, we gotta make sure that we're real careful with how we use this thing, right? Because it's really handy. Like Solver is great and very cool, but it's also, I'm not sure if it's 100% great at like including people in the problem, because people are really tricky to solve for. So like this thing's gonna spit out a bunch of answers, but we gotta think about them first, right?
Yeah, we'll have to consider each one based on its merits or something like that.
Exactly, which means maybe we gotta do things a little slower, but it does mean that we'll get them done better.
Okay. He looks around the room. He sets the computer down on the bed real quick, and he goes over and he grabs this green vest. He puts this green vest on. He reaches over onto his desk and he grabs just a handful of just whatever's there, and he stuffs it into his vest pocket. You never know what you're gonna need. All right, let's go.
Okay.
Excellent. You hustle out of the room and you're heading down the stairs, and at the top of the stairwell opposite there's a window, and you can see out to the front yard, and you see Milton, you see your car pulling in. Jack, you and Grinch and Tiffany are at the front as the car pulls in, and Milton's dad pulls out and winds down gets out of the car, and he's like, okay, hey, Jack, have you seen Milton? My wife and I, we went out to the festival to try and find you kids just to see if everything was okay, and I just remembered I forgot my wallet, so I came back. Is everything all right?
Yeah. It's all good.
Yeah, immediately, Tiffany kind of steps in front of her. She's like, "Yeah, Dad, it's cool. We're just hanging out. It's fine. She's got a dog, like we always said we wanted." And he's like, honey, you remember what we said?" She's like, "Yeah, I know. Okay." And he's like, "Well, okay, well, yeah, I'm just gonna head inside and get my wallet." And you see, Tiffany immediately runs interference. She's like, "Whoa, wait, you mean, what do you mean you left without your wallet? Why do you need it?" He's like, "Well, okay." And she is now kind of, he's standing there being like, "What are you?" And he does that step, and she's like, "So anyway,
Milton, we gotta go.
She turns to you, Jack, and she's like, "Hey, can you? Sorry, Jack. Just run inside and grab it. I think my dad left his wallet. It's just on the stand by the door."
Oh yeah, totally.
She turns back like, "Dad, look, Dad, I want to talk to you about some stuff. Okay, we got this. We have this art project at school." And he's like, okay. You see, sorry, I'll get Milton's dad glasses on.
There we go.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, okay, honey. Yeah, all right. And she just starts peppering her with questions. Jack, you hit it. You open the door just as Milton and April are at the bottom of the stairs.
Oh.
You look to the side table by the door, and indeed there is a leather wallet.
What's Milton's last name? I've forgotten, unfortunately.
Milton, what is your last name?
Haroldson.
Haroldson.
Got it, Mr. Haroldson.
You see me looks over and he's like, "Oh, okay, oh, thanks. Oh, yeah, right. So now look, honey, okay." So he's so you give him back his wallet and he grabs it and he's like, "Oh, Jack, sorry, I forgot to ask you. Have you seen Milton and the others? Tiffany said y'all were at the festival."
Yeah. I just earlier, and then Grinch needed a walk. A lot of people can be a bit much for him sometimes. Kind of same actually.
You see Grinch kind of sits and does a helpful bark, at which point Milton's dad's like, "Hey, okay, yeah, great, okay, oh well, thanks, thank you very much for this." Yeah, that could have been embarrassing. Okay, well, you two have fun. I guess we'll see you at the festival.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. Good to see everything's okay. Last time I saw you kids, it was, it was an interesting situation, and I'm glad that you're okay. Everyone's okay. That's great. That's great.
I really appreciated the invite to dinner that you gave us. Thank you.
Oh, well, look, anytime you kids, we can always do something. If we can definitely have, maybe have you around for a games night, or we have a lot of board games, and we don't have many of those many video games. I'm not too sure about those yet. But
Jack's gonna
I'm figuring it out.
Sneak a glance at Tiffany and be like, "Well, I like games."
Tiffany's like, that sounds cool. We could do games.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. She's like, "Yeah, good idea, Dad. Yeah, why don't we talk about this later tonight?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah, gotcha. Yeah, okay. Right, I should probably get back. Right. Okay, all right. You kids, take it easy." And he's like, gets in the car, takes off.
I should probably leave you to whatever you were doing before I interrupted?
She like has her hands in her pockets, and she like kind of like stuffs the ground with her foot. She's like, "Yeah, it wasn't important. It's fine." Look, if you and Grinch want to come by, that's fine. Like, that's cool. She's like, he's a cool dog, so if you want to come by and hang out, that's okay. That's cool.
Yeah. And you're still totally welcome at mine. I know it's it's a little further away. But I think you'd like it.
Yeah, I think so too. It sounds cool.
Jack is going to kind of like also scuff and then like kind of duck her head a little and then like, okay, bye, and then give the trademark awkward wave and start walking down the street.
Yeah, Tiffany does that little like giggle, and just as you turn away, like she turns to go into the house, you swear she went red before she like turned away and like headed back into the house. Yeah, right on. Cool. So all right, well, like right on, gang, right on.
And then round
So
ahead is just April and Milton with a bunch of
100%,
computer
right?
equipment.
Yes. Yes.
Trying to,
you guys made it out. We're in the clear.
Yeah, trying to like fit it through the secret exit of the garage. Okay, so are you all reconvening back at the hideout, or where are you? Yeah, was that the plan?
Yeah.
Probably.
Oh, I don't know. I
Would
feel
it
like
have
that
been
might be a
smarter
good
to, like,
idea
if-
because, well,
Or to have like made a meeting point that's like on the edge of town, closer to where we're trying to get to. So we're all headed
Sure.
in the same direction.
Yeah,
maybe.
because the whole plan was that you were taking the power source so that the computer
Yeah.
machine
Yeah.
could be
Mm-hmm.
mobile.
Right.
Right, gotcha.
Yep.
because we're
Right.
at this point we're kind of waiting for Harmony and Watcher, right? Or are we going up the hill before them?
I feel like Jeremy would be heading over to somewhere where he could keep like an overwatch on where Harmony's body's being built. Not necessarily going into the building, but just trusting that Harmony's let Watcher know that the process is ongoing and that as soon as he sees them move, he can like join them to head to the mountain. But
Okay.
also he's very keenly aware that like this was never discussed with
Yeah.
the group.
Yeah.
So like
also-
he's
Yeah.
trusting that the vibe is gonna be that everybody's gonna be like going in the right direction.
Yeah.
But also he's got 2 hours, so maybe he swings past the hideout and leaves a note on one of the benches,
Yeah,
like
right.
letting them know what like he's going to keep an eye on Watcher and Harmony, and that the next move is to head to the mountain.
Does Harmony have access to security cameras throughout the town?
She can do, yeah. You've seen her access a security camera that looks at the lab as well as the one in the lab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Jeremy, I'll just say, Jeremy, you like climb up a fire escape and are kind of perched on a rooftop of one of the buildings, just down one of the roads from the lab, and you see
Yeah,
that the
feeling like
Yeah, you
Brandon
can- you
Lee
can
many years before The Crow comes out.
Oh yeah. One knee up, brooding in the silhouette. The Buick LeSabre is not there anymore. It looks like it's relatively empty. Sorry, Emily, you were saying.
Harmony, do you know where Jeremy is?
Jeremy is heading to a rooftop across nearby to the lab.
Okay. So there probably isn't a payphone you could dial nearby.
Not- There is one.
Can
And
you call it and tell them where? And then Jack's gonna glance around at the others and be like, "We're gonna head to the mountain." Yeah.
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 Well, we're gonna get somewhere near the mountain and then meet
Yeah.
them there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Jeremy, as you are brooding on the rooftop, you hear a payphone. nearby. It's like it's ringing. There is a payphone ringing, which is weird.
Gonna head over and like sort of look at it for a second as it rattles in the cradle.
Yeah, it kind of rattles in the cradle. It has an LCD screen next to it that kind of shows you information. And it simply says, Jeremy, pick up.
Hello?
Jeremy, this is Harmony. The others are headed to a spot near the mountain.
Oh, thank God, Harmony. Okay, I'm glad that we managed to get that. I felt so silly as soon as I left to go and sort out. Did Mr. Thompson take off? Like, how's your body coming together? Like, what's the progress report from inside? What's going on?
He has received the call and has left.
Okay, and so is Watcher like advancing the construction on the body for you? Like, because I'm kind of here to make sure that we're all heading in the same direction. Like, I'm not saying that I'm like running Overwatch for you, but I guess that's kind of what I'm doing. I mean, not that
Watcher
you really need it because you can see everything, and I guess I'm sort of. I'm sorry. I'll shut up. What's happening inside? Tell me what's going on.
Jeremy, I must ask you something.
You can ask me anything. What's going on?
Watcher needs your help.
With what?
With finishing me. They have done something to him. He cannot move.
Yeah,
please.
Okay, I'll head down. Is the door open? Can you?
I will open it.
Okay, I'll come down. And he like slams the phone back into the cradle, and there's just like a beat. And then he goes and like vaults down onto the fire escape and just starts like, you know, that like leap sliding down the railings.
Yeah. Yeah.
Until he gets to the bottom.
If anyone was watching, they would have been like, whoa.
Yeah. But also, I feel like it's very on brand for Jeremy that nobody ever sees his coolest moments. Like every time somebody is watching, he tries to do a cool thing and it just fluffs entirely.
Yeah, if someone observes it, it changes. Yeah.
Yeah. It's Schrodinger's awesome moment.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. You run to the lab, and as you run, the door opens, and you head through to the room. And as you do, you look over the railing, and you can see Harmony's body is almost finished. And she turns her head to look at you, and you see beside her a Mr. Watcher seated in a chair as well. And he looks up at you, and he sees you and says, Jeremy, I need your help. Please.
What do you need, Watcher?
I need you to go to that computer over there, and I need you to type in a command. They've done something that has stopped me from being able to move my body, and I need my body to finish building Harmony so that we can get out of here.
Okay. I've seen Milton do this a couple times, so I have a rough idea of what this looked like. But so Jeremy heads over, like finds the keyboard. Is this the direct interface? Like, and he sort of turns the screen a little bit so that Watcher can kind of see it, and then realizes how ridiculous that is, given that Watcher is able to access all information in the digital space everywhere. Am I looking at the right screen, Watcher?
Yeah. Okay. Now, listen to what I tell you and follow exactly. And he basically guides you through. You start to see images and files pop up, and there you learn that the imperative that Watcher was given to build more bodies came from Mr. Thompson. It was intended so that Watcher could build more bodies so that the other programs could be made. And you see that the device that Subject Zero had is like it's an altered version of another one of the programs, which was Guide, which is almost, for want of a better term, it's like kernel level access to a program. So it's like administrator access. And he tells you that, like a small programming command that will essentially not it essentially deletes that line of code so that it revokes those rights, those admin rights, so that Watcher gets a bit of control. And as you enter that command, you hit the final enter key, and there is a moment where Watcher, like, you see his body kind of jolt, and he gasps like, oh, okay, all right, and he like gets up, and you can see now that there were ports in the back of his neck that he like takes out, and moves around to the table. You see him adjust some things on Harmony, and then run up to where you are. And he gets to you and places his hand on your shoulder, and looks at you, and he's like, "Thank you, Jeremy. I mean
that. You're welcome, I guess, Watcher. And he sort of like does that shuffle thing where it's almost like a ripple out from under Watcher's hand.
Oh yeah.
Not in a like aggressive way, just in a like, cool, we're done with that now.
Yeah.
Excellent. How long does Harmony have before? Because we gotta go.
Not long now. Not long now. So, we're just gonna finish Harmony's body. We're all gonna get in the van, and we're gonna go meet your friends, and then we're gonna get out of here. Okay?
That sounds perfect, Watcher.
Excellent. All right. And you see him. He like turns back to the computer, and you can hear him talking to himself, and he just says, "All right, try and mess with my family, will you? I'll show you." And he's like noodling away at the computer. After a few moments, it's only about like 10 or 15 minutes, there is a final sort of like buzz and click from some of the computers, and you look down and you see that Harmony, what you see is a metallic person get up from the slab, and she holds her head. And like, has that moment where you see her looking at herself before she like looks up. And Watcher at this point is like, he's started disconnecting computers, and he's like, all right, we gotta go, and is like grabbing things. It looks like he's shoving floppy disks into a folder, and like folds it over and hands it to you, and he's like, you hold that.
So sorry, Watcher, one real quick moment. And I put the folder down and go over to like the freezer, like the freezer that the bodies were hanging in, because I'd noticed that there were like a couple of cardboard boxes in there, in one of the back corners, and like pull those open, hoping to find like clothes from those bodies, because otherwise Harmony's going to be like a metallic figure shining and walking through. So looking hopefully for something with like long sleeves and a hood, and maybe some pants or like a long dress. skirt.
Yeah, you
sort
look,
of
you
thing.
look, you look through that stuff, and yeah, you find pieces of clothing.
Yeah, I feel like it would be too much to ask for like a set of gloves. So we're going to deal with a metallic face that might be showing up and metal hands that could catch the light.
Harmony has a human head, and the top part of her torso and one arm is human.
Okay, cool.
But you find a like a blouse, a coat, some trousers.
Yeah, I mean they went missing during the winter festival, so like the idea of a hooded jacket isn't going to be too crazy.
Exactly. You find everything that like will, you take that down to Harmony, and you get down there and see this woman, and you arrive with the clothes, and she hugs you, and you see her like. She hugs you, and it feels weird because one arm is cold and one arm is also cold but metallic. And she pulls away from you, and you hear her. She says, "Thank you, Jeremy."
You're welcome, Harmony. You could put these on. I think they're going to help us move through town a little bit easier to get to the mountain. I don't think they'll be a perfect disguise for when we're hitting the hiking trails, but I think something's better than nothing right now. We just need to get moving. The others are waiting for us, and they don't know where we are. Unless you can get in touch with April for Walkman or whatever.
Hey, Harmony! There's like a campsite near the ranger's office. We're gonna be heading that way whenever you're like out of wherever you are.
Yeah, you hear Harmony's voice from the little thing. She's like, "We will be there."
Just like running, biking through town.
So she turns to you, Jeremy, and basically grabs the clothes. She's like, "Thank you. You are a very good friend." And she begins she gets dressed, and eventually Watcher comes down with like the folder of files, and you see he reaches out.
Watcher, let me take that from you again.
Thanks. Okay, head to the van, and you see that he holds out his hand, and there's a really weird moment where you see Harmony like look down at her own hand before she like reaches out and grabs his, and the two of them hand in hand like rush up the stairs. The three of you bundle in to the van, and as you're getting in the van, the van fires up. The van itself is a normal van, but the dashboard has extra panels on it because future tech. And as you pull out of the lab, you see Watcher looks at the dash, and there's a series of like numbers and things that pop up, and he looks and he's like, "Okay, Solver, do it." And you look back at the lab as you see like sparks and things as the lab starts kind of malfunctioning. There are sparks, there are things breaking, and you take off towards the mountain. Milton, Jack, and April, you are hustling towards the ranger's office, and you get the message that Jeremy and Watcher and the others are on their way. And as you're arriving at the foot of the mountains, you see a trail that's going to lead to where you're going. You see the rooftop of the ranger's office poking out through some of the trees, and you can see up ahead the shrouded peak of Silver Peak Mountain. And there's a moment where just as you hit the copse of trees, the edge of the forest, and start making your way in, you glance up and you can see about 500 or 600 meters away from you, heading towards Silver Peak Mountain, a black Buick LeSabre.
Ooh.
And that is where we will end as the group of you head towards the mountain.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, I'm getting definite like Escape to Witch Mountain kind of. This is awesome. This is so good. Oh, you guys, thank you
no.
so much.
All that evidence, no.
Well, but we've got the file. We've got something. There's a
something.
folder of files. We've got, oh my gosh, yeah. You've got the recording, right? We recorded we've got some serious evidence. I think.
Sure. This is true.
I think.
We can work with it.
Milton doesn't know. Hey, thank you guys so much. What a great session. This is awesome. We are really starting to learn what's going on here, which is fun. It was fun to overhear that conversation between Thompson and Watcher. That was super cool. Yeah. Hey, you guys who are in the chat, thank you for joining us for this adventure, like being here with us and getting involved and helping us manage some of the trouble that we were getting into. We couldn't do it without you. And thank you for contributing to the fundraiser as well. Let's go around our virtual table here and let's just have our friends here reintroduce themselves. And we'll start with Allan. I just want to say real quick, happy birthday. So happy that you were able to make some time on this very special day to play this game with us. Thank you for that. And I hope you have an awesome day in New Zealand. Tell us whatever you'd like to tell us.
Okay. Hi, I'm Allan Henry. I'm a thoroughly strange person. I pretend to be monsters and giant apes and superheroes and Christmas elves and things. I'm a performance capture artist. I'm an actor. I'm a huge nerd. I love tabletop role-playing games. I am so stoked to be doing this on my birthday day. This is one of my favorite things to do. I'm looking forward to more of my nerdy friends turning up, and we'll probably play more games. But yes, you can find me on Instagram at AllanHenry_official. I do have a TikTok account. I don't really use it because I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm an old man and it scares me. And yes, next weekend we won't have a game actually next week, because next weekend I will be in Michigan. I'm going to be at Grand Rapids Comic Con, hanging out and having a good time. I can't wait to meet the fans there and see everyone. If you're in Michigan and you want to pop by, please do. It'd be nice to see you. But yeah, that's me. I'm loving this. It's such a great joy. Thank you again, Dave. This is absolutely fantastic. I am going to drop down to Ruby, April, Ruby.
We nearly got through on stream time without that happening. Hello, I'm Ruby. I have played April today. I do this kind of stuff and various other things also on Twitch, also in real life, also professionally. Yeah, you keep up to date with the things that I got going on Twitch or on Instagram at This Is Ruby OK. And I'm just delighted to be able to play this game. It's so much fun, and I hate that we have to wait 2 weeks to get to the next part. That's gonna absolutely suck. But it will be super fun when we get there. I'm so delighted to get to be a part of it. And for now, I will pass over to Josh.
Hey, I'm Josh. I've been playing Jeremy today, doing some super exciting stuff with crazy old men who hang out in parks near the river.
Whoa.
I'm a narrative nerd. I love tabletop role-playing games. I love all sorts of stories. All of them, always and forever. Happy birthday, Allan. Because it's Allan's birthday today and it's my birthday tomorrow, and like, if that's not cool, I don't know what is. And yeah, I'm just glad that you guys have been here enjoying the stream, hopefully enjoying our game, enjoying the ridiculousness that we get to do for you. And hopefully the fundraising for World Kitchen's gone well, and that you guys are all getting stuck in. And thank you for all of the luck points and the help and the love. And it's been fantastic. And I'm going to check it over to Emily.
Great. Happy birthday to both Allan and Josh. I'm Emily. I played Jack today. I'm an editor, actor, author, and you can find me. I looked up my handles. You can find me on Instagram at EmilyB_H, and then Blue Sky, I am EmilyB-H, and it's the hyphens and the underscores. This is my retro pop. Yeah, I've had a blast today. I don't want to wait 2 weeks. It's gonna suck, and I can't wait to come back. And I'll throw to Dave.
Thank you so much, you guys. I really, really appreciate this. I know I say this a lot, but it's so true. And one of my favorite things about tonight was the awkwardness between Jack and Tiff, and just how sweet that was. That was really sweet. And I loved every minute of it. I'm so glad that that happened. Thank you. We're going to be taking a week off from Tales from the Loop, but we'll be back in 2 weeks to continue the story. So fear not. We will be back next Saturday with Tales from the Whisperwood. So we'll have some great stuff happening. We really appreciate you all being with us. We're going to go ahead and raid into Charmed Fantasy. I don't know this channel, but let's give them some good old fashioned Guild Superior love when we get there. It looks like they're playing some D&D, which I think we can all relate to. So yeah, and if you are interested, I'm going to go ahead and drop the link one more time into the chat here. If you would like to learn more about World Central Kitchen, or want to make a donation, remember that you can help to change the lives of somebody for the better. We can do that with a little bit of a donation, and we need your help to get to the $3,000 mark. We're almost there, you guys, and we've got 2 days left to do it. So we'll get there. I think I'm feeling pretty good that we'll get there. So thank you all for being part of this, and we will see you next time.